According to a recent report dubbed the 2020 Geography of Cryptocurrency Report, there are African countries, namely Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa, that ranked among the top 10 countries in cryptocurrency adoption globally. Despite the increased awareness, Kenya's central bank previously issued circulars to the Kenyan banks requiring them to refrain from doing business with crypto-based companies. For more on this, we were joined by Eileen Mugambi, currency investor and forex trade, to unpack.
We were introduced into this space of cryptocurrency more or less in 2016, where I was introduced into more of Bitcoin mining. So I was mining Bitcoin through an American-based company, and that's where I got all the education that I have right now about cryptocurrency. So the adoption has been steady, slow but steady, because right now a lot of people are getting to know about cryptocurrency. We now have Bitcoin exchanges here in Kenya. The people are able to buy Bitcoin and are able to sell their Bitcoin. When I got involved in Bitcoin in 2016, the value was about, it was actually less than $1,000. Right now, the value of one Bitcoin is going for $10,000. Now, because of this value appreciation, it has created a lot of interest in the market. And the fact that we have Bitcoin exchanges where people can convert their Bitcoin into Kenya shillings and vice versa, this has really accelerated the adoption of Bitcoin in Kenya.
I assume in Kenya there's much excitement about it. Everyone wants to get a piece of it. Now, would you say that this excitement can actually be evident when you look at the contribution that cryptocurrency has on the current economy?
Well, I would say in terms of the adoption and the contribution that Bitcoin has is that, one, of course, it has created employment because all these Bitcoin exchanges that we have employed Kenyans to work there. Apart from that, we have Bitcoin exchanges like local Bitcoin that people, individuals are able to go in, sell and buy Bitcoin. In terms of business, we now have businesses that are actually accepting Bitcoin as a mode of payment. So like I was saying, the adoption has been, people are getting to accept Bitcoin bit by bit. When it came in 2016, people didn't understand how you can actually trade in virtual money, money that you can see. But the fact that M-Pesa is around and people are able to transact via M-Pesa, via Airtel money, mobile money has made it easier for people to understand how Bitcoin really works, because you're able to send money to someone through their phone. So it's not physical money you're touching. You're just using your mobile phone to be able to send someone money. So Bitcoin, in essence, would say is just a virtual currency that you're able to send someone without seeing it. And right now we have businesses that are accepting Bitcoin as a mode of payment. At one of our university, at Kenyatta University, we actually have a shop that is accepting Bitcoin. In some of the mall, like the Juja Mall, we have a shop that is actually selling shoes, and you can be able to pay for your shoes using Bitcoin. In Nyeri, for example, this is one of our towns here in Kenya, we have a restaurant by a lady where you can go have your dinner, have your lunch, and pay using Bitcoin. So we are seeing a lot of adoption. Right now, I'm involved in Forex trading. Most of the Forex brokers that are actually registered and regulated by the government, you're able to deposit your trading money using Bitcoin. You're also able to withdraw your profit after trading using Bitcoin as well. So this has really gotten to teach people how to use Bitcoin, and it's getting the adoption, though slowly, because of innovation and the legality of it, but people are really getting to know about Bitcoin, and we've spent the last 4 years basically educating people about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as well.
Now, Aline, you've just touched on the legality bit, and I wanted to know, we're seeing there is excitement in the country as well as there's more awareness right about now. But we saw the Kenyan Central Bank has previously issued circulations to all Kenyan banks requiring them to refrain from doing businesses with crypto-based companies. Are we seeing any change in these when you look at from a policy perspective?
All right. What I would say about that is that, the Bitcoin exchanges like BitPesa, this is a well-known company that is well-known not only in Kenya, around East Africa and West Africa as well, where they've opened up their offices. This is a company that is actually registered and operating in Kenya legally. Now, what central bank said when especially the whole frenzy of Bitcoin came into Kenya is that they said Bitcoin is actually not a regulated, it's not a regulated currency or legal tender, which basically that's a whole characteristic of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency. They are not meant to be regulated. They are decentralized currencies that are not controlled by any government or by any bank. So in essence, they were just saying the characteristics of Bitcoin, that no country or no government or no financial institution like a bank can actually regulate Bitcoin. It's a decentralized currency, and that was the whole concept of coming up with Bitcoin, where it's a peer-to-peer money that you're able to transact amongst yourself without having, governments and banks actually being in the middle of it.
Yeah, now we've seen also illicit activity still makes up about 1.4% of the continent's cryptocurrency activity. When you look at Kenya and the different operations that are there, would you say that this is also the reality on ground? And what could be done in order to reduce that number?
All right, when Bitcoin was actually introduced, initially it was being used in the dark web, money laundering. But right now, those people who are doing that are not using Bitcoin because you can easily trace Bitcoin. You can follow who sent what number of Bitcoin because you can follow the IP address. So Bitcoin is really traceable because for you to be able to transact Bitcoin, it actually goes on blockchain. Blockchain is the technology behind Bitcoin, where all Bitcoin transactions have to go through to be verified. So, for you to track anybody using Bitcoin for any purpose, whether good or bad, you can actually trace them through the blockchain technology. So a lot of those people are no longer using Bitcoin. They're using other cryptocurrencies that are harder to actually trace. But Bitcoin right now, for guys who are looking to do money laundering and, as such ills or activities, they are not using Bitcoin because you can trace it through the blockchain technology.